Hello, and welcome back to my settlement archive. Today we are covering Croup Manor, which is my personal player home. When I realised that I could sort of really fix this place up, it sort of became my ideal place to live, and the ideal place to live for all of my wayward companions. Nick Valentine, Piper, Deacon, Preston, etc. I didn't particularly want to remove from their homes, or if they did, I suppose in Preston and Dance's cases, I wanted to send them to a fitting home. But the many settlers, the companions that I picked up along the way who don't really have anywhere to go home to, I decided to let live here with me. That being said, the game does not like this. The game has had many wiggies about this, so right before I...
hope I didn't bore you to death by dumping my life story on you.
Oh, don't worry, McCready, I wasn't talking.
Hey. Really? Anyway.
Uh-huh. We'll always...
Don't think I'll remember.
There we go. Right before I started recording, I had to place a bell right here to summon all of the settlers because, honest to God, half of them were just gone. But here we have Curie, Creedy, Sean, Kate, who is the character I romanced in this playthrough, Strong, Codsworth, and Ada, not to be confused with Water Tank. Ada is the guard for our settlement, and now that we've sort of covered why everyone is standing in a creepy circle there, we can have a wander round. We have a Minuteman trade, well, not Minuteman, but a trader's outpost, which actually features Doc Weathers sitting in his special chair for once. We have defences facing out around. I turned this podium into a missile launcher turret. I'm an idiot, because normally the quad barrel of a missile launcher is on the front. I have placed so many missile turrets backwards. And we have this defence podium here, of which Ada stands on. God, everyone disappeared in a hurry. Are they just gone? Or are they inside? No idea. Anyway. By there we have an iBot pod, which I never use because they're nearly useless. And heading up this ramp and into here, we have my robot workshop, where Codsworth, Ada, and I suppose Water Tank are maintained, with some actually half-decent decoration for a change. I'm going to be so real, I honestly thought that was Curie for a moment. So there we are, Strong's having a march about. Normally the rest of the companions are fine, it's usually only Sean that I can't find, but everyone in that house is having it today, I suppose. I hope they're in the house and not just gone again, that would be disappointing. Anyway, Dogmeat's house and an actual outhouse, which I bothered to include for once. I think this motorbike is here by default, isn't it? Yeah, it is. But heading on inside. It's actually... Oh, good. Everyone did just sort of come inside. That's nice. We have another dog here, which I picked up from a random encounter. A half-decent attempt at a kitchen area, I'd say. Excuse me, water tank. The other dog. Maybe I should have dismissed Water Tank for these videos, but I don't know, it feels rude to get rid of him at this point. And my personal workshop. As I mentioned in the Mechanist's Lair video, I previously stored all of my unique weapons here at my player home, and they were all displayed on this wall on weapon racks. If you've seen how many unique weapons that was, you can see why I had to move them, as I literally just ran out of room at some point. And there is Kate once again, rocking some nice gunner armor, which I think really complements her base design. However, I do still have many of the collectible other items in here. I say in here and around here. A lot of these stuff that's sort of just in the this menu for ages. I mean, I have some new stuff to add. I have no idea what some of that stuff is.
All this walking's wearing me out.
You have lived here in like peace and tranquility for so long. Heading downstairs, blocking off for the ghoul room, is where I keep the fusion generator, which powers the whole house. I would have liked to have excuse me, really? I would have liked to have mounted some solar panels on the roof or something at some point, but I never got around to it. Heading upstairs, and we have... I fixed all of the house, by the way, with the warehouse, sorry, walls, because they more or less fit perfectly with Croup Manor, which I was very happy about. Although, looking at it, it's not that they quite fit perfectly, but it works. is my point. And we actually have some bathroom pieces here taken from Fallout 3 by the looks of it, especially given that I can drink from the toilet. Oh, I actually picked up a bobblehead recently. All guns bobblehead. What? I'm just going to hope that's going to fix itself, otherwise I'm going to be real upset and have to load save. We have a pool table by here, a couch, and some pool cues, or a pool cue mounted on the wall. You? Okay, that's interesting. Over here we have all my comic books, which is a great majority of the ones in the game. It's not literally all of them, but it's a lot. And because I wanted them to be in the correct order, anytime I add new comic books, I have to pick all of these up and put them all down again, which is tedious. I'm going to check if this also has Wiggy. Oh, I actually do have some more. Oh. I don't remember picking up half of those. No idea what's wrong with that. Anyway, in here, this is McCready's. Must be McCready, Curie, and whose bed is this? Anyway, it's the guest bedroom. This is definitely McCready's bed because I put a bunch of guns and a weight bench near it. Not that his skinny ass ever uses it. And finally, heading upstairs one last time. Something that I really did try was expanding the house to have like an area over here. Looking at it now, it seems very doable, so I'm not sure why I didn't do it, but I didn't do it. In here we have Sean's room, which never gets used because Sean doesn't function correctly. And in here we have my character's room and Kate's by extension, with a little TV sitting area and a bed. It's all quite pleasant. And despite the fact that this house doesn't seem to function half the time, and it didn't work properly even before I broke the game, the bedroom was actually one of the few areas that did work as intended, and the lounge area would often be used. Anyway, well, that was buggy as all hell. And so sadly, one of the few unique weapons that I'm missing is the Wazer Rifle, because Sean is glitched and refuses to give it to me. We also have an array of turrets out here. And looking at the back, because Dance used to live here for a time before he became the sort of paladin of the Minutemen. So his armor used to be kept here, and weapons and stuff. I used to have a bed for Strong. I mean, I guess one of those beds upstairs technically is for the big man, but I can't imagine that working as intended. Anyway, this is Croup Manor. This is my player home. It's one of my favourite builds that I've made. And I probably won't use it as a player home again, because the one downside of it, especially in a playthrough where I was playing in survival mode, it's in the ass end of nowhere. It is such a pain in the neck to get to, even with vertibirds. And that's part of the reason that I stopped having Dance live here, is that I would have to go take a hike if I wanted to bring a vertibird here, or to have a vertibird pick me up, because otherwise he would try to fight them. Over there we can see Kingsport Lighthouse, is that it? Build? Yep, Kingsport Lighthouse, which is one of, I think, if I remember correctly, it's one of my cooler settlements, so I look forward to showing that to you in another video. But, yes, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to reload to see if I can fix my bobbleheads. Have a great day, and, yeah, end transmission.